One area town gave people a look inside of Kansas's fictional claim to fame.
And an introduction to KSU Tennis's newest head coach, Kylie.
It's awfully cold here in Manhattan, Kansas, but finally a break from the rain. We've got more details coming up for you next in Channel 8 News.
This is KKSU LD, broadcasting in high definition from Kansas State University, covering Manhattan, Riley County, and the Flint Hills. You're watching Channel 8 News.
Welcome into Channel 8 News. I am Dylan Lears.
And I'm Jordan Pulliam. In today's show, we'll take a look at Tuesday's KSU Night events and look into information on a body that was found behind a Manhattan business. On Tuesday, K-State put classes, work, and all other events on hold to bring the university together for the second KSU Night. I took the time to see how the event went. KSU Night began in 2017 as an effort to stand against racial hostility that was rampant at the time. Although similar issues haven't been as obvious this year, diversity and inclusion remain a top priority. For this reason, K-State administrators decided to continue the tradition of KSU Night. Breakout sessions kicked off the day's events in an effort to begin conversations about diversity and inclusion. Later, students and staff from all over campus participated in a unity walk to come as one for the event. KSU Night was to be hosted at World War I Memorial Stadium, but due to rain was moved to the Student Union.
The main event took place here in the ballroom, but the capacity for this space didn't hold everyone. They had to expand to the courtyard and Forum Hall to accommodate everybody who wished to attend.
President Myers opened the event by addressing the importance of coming together and using our differences to instill change.
We stand for unity that embraces our differences in thought, ideas, backgrounds, and makes us strong and resilient as a family, as a university, and as a community.
Students spoke from personal experience and encouraged others to be advocates for one another.
Understand each other's problems, stand by each other as each other's voices. I believe by doing this, we can make Kansas State University the most inclusive university in the United States.
Keynote speaker Dr. Bernard Franklin emphasized the importance of adapting to current society and breaking free of old regulations and processes.
But yet higher ed, we hold on to old traditions that began with white men around structure and around processes that are clearly outdated.
To show their commitment to advancement and to the students of K-State, they released the plan for a multicultural student center. To bring the event to a close, the Kansas State Marching Band got the crowd on their feet and brought everyone together one last time by playing the alma mater. Whether KSU Night will become an annual event is not known yet, but we do know that diversity and inclusion will remain a top priority on the K-State campus and in the Manhattan community. For those of you who weren't able to attend KSU Night in person, you can go to k-state.edu/KSU Night to watch the full video of the event.
With KSU Night taking place during the day, some wonder how this will affect students academically. Channel 8 reporter Casey Campbell has the story.
KSU Night is an event to bring the university together. However, some may say that the timing of it may not be the best. Instructor Nick Homburg sees the argument for both sides.
And we've got those that say, yeah, they should be in class. And we've got those that say, no, they need to be out of class. The reality of it is that I think they benefit from both. You know, I think having an awareness of diversity issues is very important. And from a cultural aspect, there's a lot that they can learn from going to this.
With midterms right around the corner, students are running out of time in the classroom before their tests.
KSU Night is going on here at the Student Union, where many students are here to gather to celebrate diversity here at Kansas State.
Junior Katie Condon says that her schedule was directly affected by the event.
Yeah, actually both my classes today were canceled. I had a lab this morning that was canceled because the section leader was canceled for this event, and then I had a career preparations class that was canceled.
Although he had no classes affected, junior Dawson Johannes says that because of the flexibility of most teachers, he doesn't see it as much of an issue.
When you think about it, yeah, it stinks that you're going to miss a class, but I know all my professors have offered, hey, my office hours are open. If you guys have any questions, anything that we're going to miss, we can cover in office hours. So I think because of that and because of the flexibility of professors and the faculty around campus, that it's not going to be too big of an issue.
In Manhattan, I'm Casey Campbell, Channel 8 News.
Midterms at Kansas State have kicked off and will continue for the next few weeks.
With this being the second KS Unite event, student interest has been a topic of conversation. For more, we now go live to Channel 8 reporter Michaela Kitchen at the Student Union. Michaela?
With the university hosting another KS Unite event, students questioned whether the event would remain interesting and impactful on campus. To get some insight, we talked to students on campus during the event. Student Victor Cruz Armstrong said the second event helps to expand upon the messages of last year's event.
Say, okay, I remember this is what I learned from it. Now how can we make it better? How can people come back and learn, teach new people like the freshmen here that weren't here last year to learn about it, and to keep a continuation of going to make sure that it becomes a normal thing, but also a thing for difference and change.
K-State Unite students, faculty members, and community members have all gathered together to celebrate K-State's commitment to diversity and inclusion. Fellow students Chad Bashirs and Cassandra Muzinski felt the event continues to educate and bring different backgrounds together.
I love it. I think that there's a lot of different kinds of people out there with different views, and it's nice to bring everybody together.
I think it's a hugely important message, and even if it gets watered down with some students, that doesn't mean it's going to get watered down with the students who need it, because there's a lot of students who need that.
Although she thinks the event will cause change, student Sandra Guzman is skeptical the event will keep its relevance.
Last year they did it after that incident, so this year it's kind of like doing it again over that incident, but I think it will have some impact, just not as much.
In order to keep the event relevant, students had some suggestions on how to continue to grow the event and reach more students on campus in following years.
Maybe we can make it a little bit longer than just a day. It could be like maybe a 2 or 3 day event.
Students are still interested in the event. They'd also like to see some changes. Back to Jordan and Dylan at the station.
Enrollment at Kansas State has been continuously declining for the past few years. In 2014, enrollment numbers were at roughly 25,000, which is the highest they've ever been. Since then, the numbers have plummeted. Fall enrollment for 2018 is just over 22,000, the lowest it's been since 2001. President Richard Myers addressed the issue in his State of the University address, saying that decline is due to a number of reasons.
Reduced funding from the state transfers more of the tuition cost burden to the students, so it's more expensive for families to pay the tuition. That shift is amplified by lower paying jobs that drive some students to seek other options than four-year college degrees. Some potential students are not buying the whole college experience, and more adult learners are looking for micro-credentials that might stack to some point to a degree, or certificates for workforce development.
Coming up, we'll look at the plans for a future multicultural center that already has the backing of millions of dollars.
Plus, we'll hear from people on how important the Indigenous Peoples Day is to them, next on Channel 8 News.
Land Grant University, entrusted with serving the needs of our communities and world through the nation's most important research and testing. We don't cater to what's popular. We come together to find out what's next, what will save lives and better the world. Since 1863, our values haven't changed, but our methods have. What defines a land-grant university? Community, progress, you. Knowledge is more than a piece of paper. It's being committed to leaving the world a better place, dedicated to limitless learning, conducting research that is tried and true, and then tried again, crossing disciplines, blazing trails, discovering better methods that lead to global solutions. What is the K-State graduate student experience? Unrestricted, proven, you. What ignites inspiration? It's sparked in every victory, every banner carried high. It's lit in traditions that bind each generation together. It's found in the people who push us to never settle and who serve those without a voice. It's iconic. It's groundbreaking. It's a new generation of world changers and answer seekers. What ignites inspiration? Tradition. Passion. You.
On Tuesday afternoon, Riley County Police received a call concerning a body found near a business district in West Manhattan. RCPD found a deceased male in a tree line behind the 1100 block of a West Loop Place. Investigators suspect there was no foul play involved, and they see no danger to the public. The investigation is still ongoing at this time. However, we will keep you informed as more information becomes available.
Part of the second KS Unite was a long-awaited announcement of a multicultural center. After the KS Unite event on Tuesday, a group session discussed some of the details. Monica Diaz has more.
After more than a decade of talk, Kansas State University says they're taking action with a multicultural student center. For students like Amy Scott Sanger, it's been a long time coming and something the university desperately needs.
I definitely think it's necessary in regards to not only our multicultural students, but in regards to all inclusion here at the university.
Dr. Pat Bosco, Vice President for Student Life, says the plans for the center are a step-by-step process that'll hopefully be finalized in the next month if the Board of Regency gives their approval.
We have a location that's generally accepted by our university family. We have what exactly goes in the facility, meets our current as well as our future needs of our students. And I think once we have we need to make sure that we have the money raised before we break ground. And hopefully that will happen in the near future.
The facility will cost $5.5 million, which will be located east of the K-State Student Union. The project currently has $4.2 million raised amongst 4 donors.
Right here where I'm standing, on these grounds, is where the new Multicultural Student Center will be. For years, Kansas State University has tried to get one on campus, and now is their time.
Micaiah Carroll, senior at K-State, says the center could be used for classes on multiculturalism, diversity, and inclusion.
Having a center for that would really just further implement the importance of having that and just having these conversations.
Adam Carr, senior at K-State, says the center is needed so students have a safe space to educate and express their identities.
It's going to provide all of us a space to be able to interact with our identities, but also see where our identities intersect. We're not just one identity, we have hundreds that we interact with at one time.
The center is hoping to be a space for multicultural students to gather and provide classes for all students on multiculturalism, diversity, and inclusion. The Multicultural Student Center plans to be open in the fall of 2020. In Manhattan, Monica Diaz, Channel 8 News.
While the second Monday of October traditionally celebrates Columbus Day, a new movement is pushing for the celebration of Native American cultures through Indigenous Peoples Day. Seb Wiley has the story.
Indigenous Peoples Day, a holiday aimed to celebrate Native American cultures and their underrepresentation in America. Kansas State sponsored an event welcoming experts in the field of Indigenous studies to speak on important issues that still occur for Native American communities today.
We are right outside the Student Union here in Bosco Plaza. It is a wet and dreary day. On the inside in the Grand Ballroom is where the Indigenous Peoples Day event is taking place. A variety of speakers are discussing topics such as data collection, food, and even women's leadership in Native American cultures.
A key theme for the event covers the bias and inaccurate reporting of census data in respect to Native American populations across the continent. Problems such as drug use, alcoholism, and education are often the main focus when observing these communities. Dr. Maggie Walter is a professor of sociology from the University of Tasmania. Her studies are centered around the bias of quantitative research on Indigenous peoples' populations.
Unless we understand the why, nothing will ever change. And we already know from the policy that we've been working on these things for 200 years and nothing much has changed.
The group aims to educate students on the importance of research remaining local and responsive to these individual populations and maintaining research that is productive.
The hope is that people will be more responsible for their research and always acknowledging that perspective and utilizing a perspective that is really foreign to, I think, Western research.
Kansas State's Indigenous Faculty and Staff Alliance aims to increase awareness of these issues and create decolonized spaces around the university in the coming years. In Manhattan, I'm Zeb Wiley, Channel 8 News.
Up next, we'll take you to an event that makes a local community famous.
And later, we'll inform you on the passing of one of K-State's most legendary basketball coaches. That's next.
The heart-pounding roar, a sea of purple, wielding twists and turns, a sincere smile, a simple phrase. Legacies that span generations, blurring the line between fans and family. Believing we bleed a different color. Foundations defined by a single stone. That special place you love full well. What makes traditions unforgettable? Loyalty. Purple. You.
I know a spot that I love full well.
'Tis not in forest, nor yet in dell. Ever it holds me with magic spell.
I think of thee, alma mater.
We'll carry thy banner high. Long, long, may thy colors fly.
Loyal to thee, thy children will swell the cry. Hail, 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 alma mater.
Despite the rain last weekend, the yellow brick road was still shining for the annual Oztoberfest in Wamego. Channel 8 reporter Ian Jacobson has the story.
Gray skies were out and umbrellas were up on Saturday for Wamego's annual Oztoberfest. The festival, held in downtown Wamego, celebrates the classic film The Wizard of Oz and attracts fans and businesses alike from around the region, like owner of Oz Shaving Company, Ian Durmeyer.
It's very brand appropriate for me. I grew up in Kansas, and so whenever I've done anything business-oriented, I've always used some sort of Oz theme for it. So I thought this would be a good place for us to come.
Despite the rain, the citizens of Wamego still came out to support the Oztoberfest, truly showing there's no place like home. Along with business and fandom, food vendors and performances by local artists entertained the crowds that didn't mind a little rain and cold. Kara Hawley, event coordinator at the Wamego Chamber of Commerce office, helped organize the event.
As the event coordinator, I just make sure that everything runs smoothly as possible as long as Mother Nature cooperates.
Although the rain may have dampened some spirits, Mike Prey, owner of the Friendship House Bakery in Wamego, said despite the low numbers this year caused by the rain, his business is doing just fine.
Usually it brings a lot more people, but the people that are here are definitely coming to the Friendship House because we have inside seating, and we have apple dumplings this weekend, so it is fabulous.
For more information on next year's Oztoberfest and other events, you can check out www.visitwamego.com. In Wamego, Ian Jacobson, Channel 8 News.
Well, it's too bad the festival had some rain, but it sure looked like they had a good turnout.
We'll now go to Kylie White to see if Manhattan will experience any more rain in the coming days, or if we may get a break from the moisture.
Thanks, Jordan and Dylan. So throughout the state, it's a little bit colder now. So in California, we've got high 60s. Up north, mid 50s, low 50s. Down in Arizona, we've got low 80s, so pretty nice, as well as Texas, low 80s as well. Here in the Midwest, we've got mid 50s. That'll remain about the same throughout the weekend. And then over here, towards Florida, we've got mid 70s, as well as up north towards North Carolina, we've got mid 70s as well. So we've got a cold front coming through. It's going to hit the Midwest now a little bit more. So it started up in the West Coast, now hitting us. Over in Florida, we have Hurricane Michael. That just hit, is now moving towards Georgia and North South Carolina. Throughout Kansas, it's going to be mid 40s, mid 50s. Throughout the state, I would say. Here in Kansas City, we've got mid-50s, 55, 54. And then towards the West Coast, we've got high 40s. For our 24-hour agenda, it's going to be 54, a high of 54 and sunny throughout the day. And then as night hits and tomorrow, we're going to see more showers, low of 42, 43. For the 5-day forecast, we've got a high of 54 today. So it's going to be sunny. The rain disappeared. Friday, look for showers. And then Saturday, it's also going to be high of 56, so definitely going to be cold for the game. Bring along your jacket. And then Sunday, we've got showers, 41. Monday, high of 49. Back to you, Dylan and Jordan.
Thanks, Kylie. Coming up in sports, we'll show you highlights of the Sunflower Showdown Soccer Edition.
Plus, we'll introduce you to the man who was promoted as K-State's next tennis coach. That's next.
We may take different paths, but we all move forward, preparing for our future in the same historic library. We meet friends in the bustling student union and experience the exciting atmosphere of campus events. We appreciate individual interests and shared passions. Many different paths, one distinct destination. How does campus life become life experience? Connections, involvement, you.
The best-kept secret in Manhattan is not a secret anymore. I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP's Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
Here you are, sir. Can I get you anything else?
For your comfort and safety, vital baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
The K-State sports community suffered a loss yesterday.
Yes, it did. Unfortunately, former basketball coach Tex Winter passed away yesterday. Casey has more.
Thanks, Dylan. It's a sad day in Manhattan as Hall of Fame men's basketball coach Tex Winter passed away yesterday at the age of 96. Winter suffered a stroke in 2009, leaving him with difficulty speaking and moving. Winter joined the coaching staff in 1947 and became head coach in 1953. He led the team in some of its greatest seasons during his 15 years as head coach. Under his leadership, the Wildcats won 8 conference championships and reached the Final Four twice. Winter also coached with the Chicago Bulls and the LA Lakers. Last night on Twitter, basketball greats like Scottie Pippen and Kobe Bryant also shared their condolences on the death of Winter. Memorial services have yet to be announced. In other sports news, the tennis team has a new head coach. Channel 8 reporter Amelia Andrews got the chance to meet the new leading man for K-State tennis.
Outside Nashville, Tennessee, Jordan Smith traveled to the Small Apple to serve as the women's assistant tennis coach for the past 3 seasons before being promoted to head coach this year.
Saw that the job had opened up, and I had a mutual friend with the previous head coach, Coach Steinberg, and so I went through the interview process, and I really loved everything about K-State during that point, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get a job here, and I was assistant for the last 3 years, so it's been really awesome to kind of be a part of a college town.
Coach Smith talked about how playing tennis as a child at summer camp got him interested in the sport, and he's been enjoying it ever since. Coach Megan Curry and tennis player Megan King talk about how Coach Smith has impacted the team.
So when we found out that our old head coach from last season was leaving, we were of course very upset and bummed, but it's not too often that you can get 8 girls to agree on one thing, and all 8 of us from last year all agreed that we wanted Coach Jordan to be the new head coach because we believed he was ready, he was talented enough, he has a great understanding of the game and us, and that's really transitioned and carried into this season.
I think that he's done a great job as a head coach right away. Diving into it already, I can see that the girls love it, and we've throughout the fall have done some great work already, and I think they've been improving every single day. So just really excited for the rest of the season and looking forward to what it brings us.
In Manhattan, Kansas, Amelia Andrews, Channel 8 News.
Make sure to cheer on the Cats this weekend as they compete in their tournament in Iowa City. K-State Soccer hosted the University of Kansas for the second Sunflower Showdown last Friday. While the Wildcats won the first one in 2016, the Jayhawks snagged this one 2-0. The Jayhawks scored both of their goals in the first half, holding the Wildcats to 0 in front of a crowd of 2,000 at home. The Wildcats put up a stronger offensive show during the second half, forcing KU's goalkeeper to tip a lofted shot over the crossbar and seeing a goal recalled by the officials. The attacking efforts came a little too late in the game, especially once KU began running the clock. Midfielder Laramie Hall says the team needs to work out the details in order to end their 5-game goal drought. Back to Jordan and Dylan.
Coming up, Kylie has one last look at your weather that will send you into the weekend.
We may take different paths, but we all move forward, preparing for our future in the same historic library. We meet friends in the bustling student union and experience the exciting atmosphere of campus events. We appreciate individual interests and shared passions. Many different paths, one distinct destination. How does campus life become life experience? Connections, involvement, you.
The best-kept secret in Manhattan is not a secret anymore. I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
Here you are, sir. Can I get you anything else?
For your comfort and safety, vital baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
Dylan, I really like this weather lately.
Yeah, it sure is a lot colder than last week. Kylie, is it going to stick around?
Yeah, I think it is going to stick around for the next few days. We're going to see showers pop up here and there. So it's definitely keep that in consideration for the weekend for sure. But yeah, today it's going to be mid-50s, 54 of a high. And then going into the weekend for the game and homecoming, we've got a high of 47 for Friday, high of 56 on Saturday. Doesn't look like there's going to be any rain on Saturday, which is going to be really nice for the homecoming game. And then Sunday, it looks like showers are going to come back. And like I said, a high of 41 for that. And then Sunday, we're going to be 49 of a high. That's all, yeah.
Sounds good.
Great. Well, that's all the time we have for today's show.
Next week, we'll take a look at the upcoming elections in the Manhattan area and more. That's next week on Channel 8 News.
This is Channel 8 News.